Have you ever asked an AI for something, something you thought was simple and gotten back, well, something completely bizarre? Yeah, we've all been there. But what if I told you the secret to unlocking these incredible results isn't about the AI getting smarter, it's about us getting better at talking to it? So let's dive in and figure out how to turn those AI frustrations into some truly productive, creative conversations.
If there's one golden rule to remember through all of this, it's this phrase right here. Put smart, get smart. It is the fundamental principle of interacting with any AI. The quality of what you get out is a direct, unfiltered reflection of the quality of what you put in. It's not magic, it's just communication. So when you get those strange, unhelpful, or just plain wrong responses, that's not the AI failing. It's just a sign of a communication gap. And the good news, we can absolutely bridge that gap. And that's exactly what we're going to do right now.
Here's our game plan. First, we're going to really understand the problem, that communication gap. Then, we'll shift our mindset to think more like a pro prompter. After that, we'll open up a toolkit full of practical techniques, and finally, we'll look at how this all leads to moving from just giving commands to having a real conversation with AI.
All right, let's start at the beginning with that communication gap. Why on earth does the AI so often just not get it?
Well, the tools we're talking to are called large language models, or LLMs, and they've been trained on just an unbelievable amount of text data, which makes them phenomenal at recognizing and predicting language patterns. But here's the key thing to get. They process words, but they don't truly understand meaning or your intent the way another person does.
And that right there is the core of the challenge. Our everyday language is just naturally full of ambiguity. When you say something like make it pop, you've got a specific vision in your head. But for an AI, pop could mean a dozen different things. It can't read your mind, so it's completely relying on you to provide that crystal clear instruction.
So, if the problem is a communication gap born from ambiguity, the solution has to start with our own mindset. And that brings us right to Section 2, Thinking in Prompts.
First things first, we have to stop thinking of the AI like a vending machine where you just punch in a command and expect a perfect product to pop out. Instead, I want you to adopt the mindset of a collaborative partner. Think of it like a real dialogue, a creative back and forth where you're building on each other's ideas to get to an even better final result.
Okay, next up, try thinking of the AI as this brilliant, incredibly capable, but very, very literal intern. This divergent intern can do absolutely amazing work, but it has zero personal context about your project, your goals, or your history. So you have to be the one to provide all the background, all the details, and maybe most importantly, the why behind what you're asking for.
And finally, never forget this. You are talking to the equivalent of a conference room filled with 10,000 experts on pretty much every topic imaginable. This tool has absorbed a staggering amount of human knowledge, so don't just ask it for surface-level stuff. Leverage that expertise. Ask it to be a physicist, a marketing guru, a 17th century historian. Use it.
Okay, with the right mindset locked in, let's get practical. Section 3 is your Prompting Technique Toolkit. These are concrete, actionable methods you can start using today to build way clearer, much more effective prompts. A fantastic place to start is with something like the CoStar framework. Think of it as a little pre-flight checklist for your prompt. It just forces you to ask the important questions. Have I included the context? Is my objective clear? What style and tone do I want? Who is the audience? And how do I want the response formatted? Running through this simple acronym, make sure you don't forget any of the key ingredients. Next up is a beautifully simple but really powerful technique called delimiter prompting. Now, this is just a fancy way of saying you should use symbols like hashtags or dashes and titles to create clear, separate sections inside your prompt. It's like giving your request a clean, organized outline so the AI knows exactly what's what.
And just look at the difference this makes. The prompt on the left is kind of vague, right? Are the notes for the email, or is that a separate task? But the one on the right, with those clear titles and sections, removes all the guesswork. The AI knows exactly what to do with each piece of information you've given it. It's night and day.
Another one of my favorites is persona prompting. This is where you literally tell the AI who to be. Act as a seasoned financial advisor, or you are a witty travel blogger reviewing a new destination. This is hands down one of the fastest ways to control the voice, the style, and the specific knowledge of the output you're going to get. And for those really complex logic or math problems, you've got to try chain of thought prompting. By simply adding the magic phrase, think step by step, you force the AI to slow down and actually outline its reasoning process before it gives you the final answer. It's like asking it to show its work, and it dramatically increases the accuracy. So when we start combining this new mindset with these powerful, practical tools, something really fundamental starts to shift. We begin to move beyond just barking simple commands and into our final section, building a true conversation and a real partnership with AI.
You know, in linguistics, there's this idea called the cooperative principle. It basically just says that people in a conversation are naturally trying to help each other understand. We should apply this exact same idea to our AI dialogues. Think of it like you're on the same team, working together toward a common goal. If it gets confused, help it out, give it more clarity.
And here's a really simple mantra to keep in mind. Easy for you, easy for it. If a task feels way too complicated for you to explain clearly in one single go, then it's definitely too complicated for the AI to understand in one go. The solution? Just break it down. Use multiple prompts and build your final result piece by piece, together.
So, as we wrap up, I really want to leave you with this question. Now that you can see AI not just as a simple tool, but as this incredibly powerful collaborative partner, what new, what bigger, what more creative conversations are you going to start?